Welcome to ET Now Startup Central, India's first and only daily show dedicated to startups and entrepreneurship. I'm Chandra Srikanth coming to you live from India's startup capital, Bengaluru.
I'm Krishna Kumar coming to you live from ET Now's Mumbai studios. We do, as always, have a 20 minutes, power-packed 20 minutes lined up for you. First up, a check on all the headlines over here. The dates are out for Snapdeal's Unboxed Diwali sale, and guess what? It's happening on the exact dates as Flipkart's October 2nd to this October 6th in what promises to be a high-voltage clash in e-commerce this festive season. Microsoft's Accelerator kicks off its new batch, and this time 13 startups have made the cut for the prestigious program. We catch up with some of them to find out what they do and why they considered applying for the program in the first place. On Investorpedia, we have Deepinder Singh of JSW Ventures in conversation about what it is to be an investor in these times of a funding crunch and where they are looking to invest. Our special feature today is storifyme, a portal that aims to tell stories and showcase women entrepreneurs and businesses from across the world. We catch up with founder Akansha and 4 women entrepreneurs whom the platform has enabled. We also get you a peek into the culturemart.com, a portal that wants to offer an entire range of products and services for an enhanced cultural experience. Billionaire investor George Soros pledges up to $500 million to programs and companies benefiting migrants and refugees fleeing life-threatening situations, says he will invest in startups founded by them as well.
Interesting mix of stories, Krishna, but let's take it to the top story then. And the dates are out for Snapdeal's Unboxed Diwali sale. And guess what? It's happening on the exact same dates as Flipkart, which is October 2nd to October 6th next month. So it's clearly going to be a high voltage clash of the e-commerce titans, so to speak. Now remember, this is going to be a crucial sale for Snapdeal because it's coming on the back of a major rebranding exercise that they've undertaken recently. Their logo changed, the colors changed, and they have this new tagline that goes Unbox Zindagi. So we really have to wait and see if all that will help them to gain the much needed momentum that Snapdeal really needs, because in the last few months, whichever analyst you speak to will tell you that Snapdeal's loss of market share has clearly helped Amazon. So we really have to wait and see if they can really claw back some of that market share. Of course, the dates for Amazon are still awaited, but we'll have to wait and see when Amazon times theirs. So clearly it's going to be an exciting contest there between Flipkart, Amazon and Snapdeal. But moving on from that battle in the e-commerce space to another interesting story that we have for you today. And we are talking about Microsoft Accelerator, which has inducted 13 startups into its current batch. Now, Rahul caught up with some of the startups that really made the cut this time around to understand the kind of businesses they are in, and also why they really wanted to sign up for this accelerator and what's in it for them. So let's listen into what some of these startups had to say.
So at Transactionalist, we have a set of strategic licenses from the RBI, UIDAI, that is Aadhaar, and we are also a partner to NPCI to do money remittance. So what we do is we built a agent wallet, which is called TA Digital Agent Wallet, and we empower individuals and mom and pop shops to provide more services digitally to their customers. So and these digital agents earn on revenue basis on each transaction. So what services they can offer these end customers are Aadhaar. They can update any of their Aadhaar phone number, mobile number, or demographics, and they can also offer bill payment services like utility bills, property taxes, everything. And they can also do money remittance 24/7 to any banks across India.
Ankit, coming to you, Beta Out, an interesting startup again, data analytics. You predict what consumers are really looking for in telecommerce firms, what they should be doing to really convert them into sales. Tell us what is it that you, as far as traction is concerned, customers that you cater to here.
Okay. So, thanks. So at Beta Out, we help e-commerce companies to better behavioral marketing, customer personalization, segmentation, and engage their customers in a way where their customers feel like they are not being spammed, they are not being very pushy for sales. It should be like in terms of sending them offers which are relevant to them. making marketing like a conversation.
Rajat, peer-to-peer lending platform, there are a few other players in the space who've been trying to do. It's a very unexplored sort of a market because there are a lot of people out there who are trying to solve the problem again. So what is it that differentiates you from the rest, and how much of it have you contributed to the ecosystem till now?
Yeah, so we are the leaders, we are the pioneers in peer-to-peer lending, and we are the largest peer-to-peer lending platform. And so we've been then, our company got incorporated in 2013, and we've been in operations for the last 2 years. So at the heart of it, what we do is we have actually created a new asset class with the lenders, wherein you can lend money the way a bank does, and individual lenders can lend money to people, and thereby reducing the cost of capital for the borrowers.
A startup in the area of augmented reality, break it down to us. Seems like a jargon really, and why Hudat? Why is it really named, so to say?
So why is it called Who That? There's no specific reason. I think we wanted to sort of, me and my co-founder Kaushik, when we started Who That, we wanted to make sure that the company's name and the technology sort of have quite a lot of differences, because technology constantly keeps changing, but if you sort of build a brand that sort of has uniqueness to it, you can sort of keep pivoting to it. So essentially what we are building is, everybody right now understands AR as something of Pokemon Go. So what we are building is technologies. We're building technologies that sort of power applications like Pokemon Go, but think of them as technologies on steroids.
Why would you really want to apply for an accelerator program? You're out there, you've gained traction, you've been about 9.5 crores, if I'm not wrong, is what you mentioned in terms of the value of loans that have been dispersed. So why would one really apply for an accelerator program? Is it the scale potential that you're looking at?
Look, actually what we understand is Microsoft have two modules of accelerator. One is for the seed stage and one is for the post-series A. So we are part of that accelerator, wherein we are actually looking for scaling out. And the way Microsoft has its technologies, the products, and the ecosystem, the way they are well entrenched. For a company like ours, which is more into technology and data, we are primarily a data and technology company rather than a lending company. So we believe that there's a lot of synergies which we can build on them. Access a lot of partners of Microsoft and worldwide, and I think that's what attracted us to be partnering on an accelerator with Microsoft rather than going to any other accelerator.
So that was a story of Terrific 13 as part of Microsoft's Accelerator. Time now to put the spotlight on our continued coverage of all the action from our ventures, the startup event which took place over the weekend at IIT Powai in Mumbai. And in the form of Investopedia, we have today Deepinder Singh of JSW Ventures in conversation about what it is to be an investor in these times of a funding crunch. We also caught up with him to ask where exactly are they putting their money. Take a look at what we found.
We are looking at sectors in the technology space across education, healthcare, financial services, and in fact, we have been very active in the consumer internet space. So the first two investments that we have made both happen to be either in marketplaces or in some of marketplace enablement. One is Overcart, which provides return management solutions for electronics and is solving a very, very critical and solved problem. Another is Purple, which is a very leading marketplace for cosmetics and fashion products for women. Beauty and fashion products for women. So I think, we like the space quite a bit, and especially the margin profile and the return solutions that these companies are solving, that attracted us quite a bit.
And also, we're having this conversation at a time when funding environment is not the most conducive. Angel investing is still fine, but as far as Series B, Series C, and henceforth is concerned, that funding seems to be drying up for a lot of startups. Also, you've seen some of the unicorns in the country facing markdowns. Talk to us as somebody, as an investor. How do you view the situation?
I think this was expected by the larger community, by the startup community, as well as the investor community for about 12 to 18 months now. Number one, and this was warranted as well, right? Because not every Me Too startup, not every Me Too company should be funded and should become big, because they cannot just provide a Me Too service and try to create value for all the people in the ecosystem. I think consumers also appreciate that. There are 20 players offering the same service without any differentiation. I think consumers will also not be loyal to any of them, right? And they will just go by discounts or something which is not engaging them. So I think to provide a unique experience, to provide value add, and to provide some sort of differentiation, this sort of correction was warranted, and it's good it's happening. But you know what people miss out is that quality companies, companies which have differentiated ideas and which are doing some real value add to the entire ecosystem of customers, of investors, of stakeholders, employees, suppliers, everybody. I think they are still able to raise funds, right? What is happening is that they have to actually deliver better metrics in this environment than probably a year or two back. But companies which have developed a solid business plan and which have execution capabilities, that is also very important. I think they are still able to raise funds.
All right. But what is JSW Ventures' plan per se? Is there a particular amount of money that you're looking to invest, say, over the next a year or so? If you can give us an idea.
Yes, so we will be investing in probably 6 to 8 startups over the next year or so. And the idea remains that anything which excites us across sectors in technology. I think the amount, we are not very fussy about the amount, but yeah, that's what we are doing.
Now, we also told you we will be featuring some of the startups who are part of our ventures, and one of them that Krishna caught up with is storifyme, which really is a platform that encourages and tells stories of women entrepreneurs, businesses started by them around the world, and it really trumps up support for them, encourages discussion in their social media community. Krishna caught up with storifyme's founder Akanksha and also a few women entrepreneurs to really find out about how this mission really helps them in their business.
Storify.me. Basically, I am an Indian-born British expat entrepreneur in India right now, and Storify as a platform started to give space to the women who are generally not spoken about, the common home women entrepreneurs. So we decided we will be the forefront in telling their stories, and through their stories enabling them through different platforms. So we use Facebook Live as a platform where we show what they do. So if they're a baker, they bake live on it, or if it's somebody else like doctors, we share their stories live on it. So that way we've come to a point in 4 months where we've enabled around 5,000 to 6,000 women already, and not only just in India but we're operational in UK as well.
Some women entrepreneurs with us who have come onto Storify's platform for better exposure. I'm going to get with some of the ideas. Jayashree of Kazaro Lingerie, talk to us. Very simple idea, I'm guessing, but give us an idea of what this idea is about.
Yeah, myself Jayashree, and I'm a lingerie consultant. You can call me as a lingerie doctor. I think about women's health and I provide them with the right fit. So yeah, people look up to me because I'm the only one right now to help women with the right fit and the right size and their health. Thank you so much.
The number of women watching over that and looking at that saying that, oh, we needed one of those. We have one more over here. Talk to us about your startup and your idea.
Hi, I'm Shabia Walia. My brand is called Wild Earth, and the whole idea behind this was to provide natural, chemical-free, sulfate and paraben-free cosmetics and body products to young and old mothers and babies, men, all included. So I started this brand in my kitchen. I started making soaps in the kitchen. And 2 years down the line this year in February, we got funding by an international company, a Japanese company. So yes, Wild Earth is totally going wild, and I'm the wild woman behind it. Thank you.
And Storify is the platform that you choose to engage with, right?
Yes. Akanksha is a friend, and when she called me to share my journey, and she said, you're one of the few who's got funding, so why don't you come and tell people how to raise funding? And I said, okay, I don't mind coming and sharing my story. I came up with the idea of stitchmyfit.com. It's a curated marketplace of boutiques that offer made-to-measure women wear. So there are so many designers who are talented, but they don't have enough reach. So I provide them the platform. My lady stylists visit the customer's home to take their measurements and also provide them design recommendations if they have their own fabrics. So we are not just a marketplace of boutiques, we also provide doorstep tailoring.
Talk to us, how come you're part of Storify? What is your story as far as being with Storify is concerned?
Sure. So I'll give you a little bit about what my startup is. It's called thehealthorange.com. A few of you here mentioned health being an important concern that today's women face, because like you said, most women have careers, family life and things like that. So the Health Orange is a preventive health content platform, which is basically out there to help women and any other Indian millennial out there with real, credible, reliable and doable health content across spaces like fitness, nutrition, mental wellness and things like that. And the connection I have with Akanksha is that, again, like she said, it's an ecosystem that is being created, and I'm glad to be a part of this ecosystem. And I think think women entrepreneurs in general need to sort of come together and, explore synergies of working together and understanding each other's strengths and weaknesses and sort of, growing and building on them. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
One last comment to check with you.
So as Ankita just said that it's about women helping each other. They say women are the worst enemies of each other. So Storify as a platform is trying to get away from that saying, where we women are coming together and helping each other so that we grow bigger and then the whole society grows with it.
Chandra, I must admit, it was fabulous catching up with all those entrepreneurs. We always talk about the big unicorns and the soonicorns here on the show, but entrepreneurship is not just limited to unicorns and soonicorns. It's about people like them who keep the spirit and the flame of entrepreneurship alive, and that's how one of them somehow ends up being a unicorn. So here's wishing all of those women all the best to become unicorns in the future. But another interesting startup to feature at the startup event was the Culture Mart. Now, it's a portal that wants to offer an entire 360-degree range of products and services for an enhanced cultural experiences. How can culture be a commodity on a portal? Take a look. And here we have another startup. It's called the Culture Mart, and as you can see over here, it seems like a arts and crafts fair kind of a thing, but it's actually a husband and wife duo who are doing this startup that has culture as the foundation, not just Indian culture, all kinds of cultures. Can you please talk to us about what your startup is?
See, Culture Mart is one-stop shop for all your cultural needs. So, be it products, be it information, be it travel, food, everything related to culture is what we want to do.
So we want to be the culturepedia of culture, where you get each and everything with respect to Indian and global culture.
And how do you do that? How do you bring culture as a product to people looking for it?
See, we have cultural products and we have services. So within services, as he said, it's a cultural exchange. So we would have news feeds, we have information, everything about travel, culture, cuisine, food, also clothing. So how do we bring that is what is the value proposition.
And you are working with people in 10 other countries from what I understand. Can you talk to us about that?
Right. We have already started interacting with around 10 people from 10 plus countries. We recently participated in International Cultural Conclave. There we met them and we have started exploring their culture also, because as we mentioned, though Culture Mart is an Indian startup, but we will be concentrating on international cultures as well.
Like which one?
We have recently interacted with Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Germany, Australia, and the list is endless.
Away from all the startup action to a very inspiring story, Krishna, in fact a very inspiring development because billionaire investor and philanthropist George Soros has decided to pledge up to $500 million in programs and initiatives that will benefit refugees. Now, as part of this grant, $500 million will go towards businesses, startups, social impact initiatives, and established companies founded by migrants and refugees. I must say this is a welcome move in an atmosphere of hatred, of mistrust, in a world that's increasingly becoming very intolerant. And I guess, Krishna, it's an example of compassionate capitalism.
Compassionate capitalism is a fabulous term to use in these times, Chandra, when we see gross inequalities in the way people are treated, in the way countries are treated. Compassionate capitalism is probably the need of the hour to make sure there's welfare for all of them across the world, including migrants and refugees who find themselves bearing the brunt of globalization at this point in time. But with that, we do need to wrap things up here on this edition of ET Now Startup Central. Thank you so much for watching, but don't go anywhere. Keep it with ET Now.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.